Hello everyone! Welcome to today's video. I'll be showing you how to add an Undertale style theming screen to name the character and a timer of our game's playtime and a save point to our game. First, however, there are a few things I'd like to say. Firstly, sorry that it's been so long since my last tutorial my life has been very busy and I haven't been doing great. Secondly, I recently discovered that Yad, the person who presented in my Discord the dialogue system for my tutorials, is an avid user of AI and uses it a lot for coding, and they're also acting pretty inappropriate in my server, so I have removed them from my Discord mod team and they've been banned, and I'll be redoing the dialogue system from scratch to ensure 100% humanity and ethicality of my series. I already demonetized the old videos that used the dialogue system, and will take them down and remake them when I finish developing the new system. And tomorrow at 9 to 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, I'll be streaming myself making this new system on both Twitch and YouTube, and maybe Sunday too if I'm up to it. I'm also going to be playing Gartic Phone on stream with my Discord for the last hour or so at 4 p.m. Eastern, so you can stop by and watch and play, or just chat if you'd like. The stream will also be edited down into part 14, which will be on how to code original things and how to debug your code and how to problem solve. Also, for those unaware, yesterday, Undertale and Deltarune YouTuber Shay has been exposed to some really horrible stuff, so please don't support them or give their videos any form of engagement. There are plenty of videos if you want more details on that situation, and please refrain from making jokes on the situation in the comments. It's very serious. But yeah, now with that heavy intro out of the way, let's get started. Alright, so to start, since Gamemaker has just updated, you should update it if you haven't already. So let's run that, and we'll see we get this error with this when we're creating our layer for the dialogue thing in our object title game start event. So yeah, we can go and change that if we objects title title game start, and then we just find where we are doing that, and we can just delete this line of code and it should work fine. Hi, I'm back. Sorry, I just had the wrong font selected, so I fixed that, and yeah, so now it's good. So first, we're gonna get a timer working on the save point, because if I go into the game here and just go here, I just, a random number I set in the last thing. Also, if make sure in your lasers that they're unchecked as visible, like that. Okay, just so you don't see them. Yeah, and so now let us go into our save. Here we go, save, create, and step. Okay, and so now to create the save timer, we're gonna say new seconds equals floor, and then global dot new time divided by 1000. I'm gonna explain this all after I code it. New mins equals floor, new seconds plus 1, and make sure to put that into parentheses there. Space divided by 60, then new hours equals floor, and then more parentheses, new mins plus 1 divided by 60. Okay, then old seconds equals floor, global dot old time, divided by 1000. Okay, old mins equals floor old seconds divided by 60 and old hours equals floor old mins divided by 60. Then total minutes equals new minutes. Oops. Yeah, it's new mins. Whoops, my bad. New mins. I spelled that wrong again. New mins. Plus old mins. And total hours, just TOT is how I'm abbreviating total there. Total hours equals new hours plus old hours. And finally, total seconds equals new seconds plus old seconds. Okay, so the reason we're doing all this is so global.newTime is something I haven't set up just yet, but basically it's going to be keeping track of our playtime in milliseconds. So we have to divide it by 1,000 to get how many seconds that is. And so new seconds is how many seconds we've gotten in our newest play session of the game. The old seconds is how many seconds we had in the all our previous ones combined, and total is our new ones plus our old ones together, so we can have a total one to save to the file to use as reference next time as old for all of the different time measurements. I don't know why I put that there. I can just like that. Okay, so and the reason we're using floor is to just round it down to the nearest whole number. Yeah, so anyway, next we need to actually define new time. Yeah, so let's go to our object title, and we're gonna go to the bottom here. Actually no, yeah, in our game start. Oh, and we're also gonna say global dot font default equals fnt underscore main, and then we can say if global, and this is only if you have other languages, and specifically ones that use a different script than the Roman alphabet. We can say JP, oops, like that. Okay, and then in this case we're going to set our global dot font default to fnt underscore main JP. Okay, like that. And then we also want to say global dot font sans equals fnt underscore main underscore sans. Okay. Okay. And remember, mono width is the default main one is going to be mono width. I can't say that word, which means all the letters are spaced evenly between each other, but sans has more natural spacing, and that's used in menus and in the credits and stuff. This is used for text boxes. But anyhow, yeah. So now below all this, we're going to have our time variables, and so first we're going to say ini underscore open, and then we want the name of our ini, like that. So then we are going to say global dot old time
equals ini underscore read real. I'm going to be reading save one, playtime, comma 0. Okay, so then ini underscore close, global dot new time equals 0, and global dot save time equals 0, global dot menu time equals 0, and global dot count menu time equals true. Okay, so what does this all mean? First, we are going to just like set our old time variable to all the, to the time of all the previous times we've played the game, right? That's pretty self-explanatory. The new time we're setting to 0 because we haven't had any new time at the very start of the game. Okay, and if I'm being honest, I kind of forget what global.savetime does. It's been so long since I actually coded this part of the video. I apologize for that, but it does get used, and maybe you'll be able to figure out from context. But anyway, and then the menu time is just how long you've spent in the menu, and count menu time is if we're counting our time in the menu. And when I say the menu, I mean like the when you load up the game, like the options it shows you. Yeah. Yeah, so then anyway, next we're gonna go to our object save again, and yeah, sorry if like I'm doing this not in a very logical order. It's really been so long since I coded this. I do apologize. The second part of this video will be better. All right, so before all the party stuff is where we're gonna write our time things. So let's just like comment this part party, and then up here we can comment it time management. All right, so now here what we're gonna say is global dot old time equals ini underscore read real, and then save one, and then playtime is the section we're going to save under, and the default is just going to be 0. Then if global dot count menu time equals true, now we're going to say global dot new time new time equals current nt, oh my god, current time, which is a built-in Gamemaker feature that will return the number of like milliseconds since the game started, which is how we're gonna actually keep track of like any time here, or any new time I should say, right? Minus global dot menu time minus global dot save time, and then global dot count menu time equals false, else, and then global dot new time equals current time minus global dot save time. Okay, if I'm being honest, I kind of forget why we're subtracting stuff the way we are here, but I just know it works. Sorry. It's been too long. But anyway, let's see here. Now we want to say new seconds equals floor, and then global dot new time divided by 1,000, and then I think this is actually just the same stuff that we did here, so we can copy it and paste it like that, and then just highlight and tab. Oops. Okay, so while to mins is less than 10, we are going to say global dot time equals string tot hours plus, and then colon 0 plus string to minutes. Okay, and then else global dot time equals string. Okay, and then yeah, 2 hours again, plus, and then we're just gonna have our colon here plus string, and then oops, tot mins. Okay, and at least I can understand what this means. Yeah, so this is just that when we're trying to save our time, when it's less than 10 minutes, we're going to make sure to have it display as like we play for 0 hours, 0 minutes, and like 0 hours and 5 minutes. But once we get to 10 minutes, no matter what, this is going to be some kind of 2-digit thing rather than just 1 digit. So that's why we're just doing the colon and 0 there. Oh shoot, sorry. Okay, my bad. This is supposed to be if. There's a while statement up here. My bad. I read that wrong. While tot mins is greater than or equal to 60, and tot hours is less than 999. Tot mins mins minus equals 60. Okay, and basically what this is going to do is it's going to always set our minutes back to 0 when we're like trying to display it, so it doesn't display like our minutes is like 67, right? Or like whatever number. And so yeah, so that's just going to reset it to 0, except for when our total hours is equal to 999, because in that case it's going to display our total minutes as 59, because the maximum time we can have is 999 and hours and 59 minutes. So yeah. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, and that's going to be our next thing here, where if tot hours is greater than or equal to 999, and our tot mins is greater than or equal to 59. Okay, then we're going to display global dot save time equals 999 hours and 59 minutes, just for 4,000, right? Okay, and so now we're going to do the actual writing of stuff to the ini. So we're going to say ini underscore write real, and we're going to do to save one, comma, playtime, and then global alright, okay, I can't speak. Global dot old time plus global dot new time. Yeah, and then we're just gonna say global dot save time equals current time. Okay, and it seems the save time variable is just the last time that we saved, which makes sense why we're taking our current time, subtracting how much time we spent in the menus, and subtracting the last time we saved to make our new time variable, because that's going to be all the new time since the last time we saved to save to add to our old time to save as our current total to our total time to keep track of everything. I'm sorry, this is confusing. It's a lot of numbers, and I don't blame you for not understanding it. Okay, well anyway, so now in our save menu, what we're gonna do is set our time to global dot time. Okay, it seems I misspelled new here as mu, so let me fix that. Okay, and now that we have that done, we want to say our same code from here. Just copy all of this, and we're gonna paste it right here. And yeah, you can delete the indentation. So now we should be able to run it, and there we go. Now it's at 0, 0, 0. But if we want to actually make sure that we are doing everything right, we can do some debug messages. So show debug message, and we're gonna say total seconds, like that, and then show score debug message total minutes, and show underscore debug message, and then global dot time. Okay, so now let's load that up, and so you can see there we're at 0, 0, 0, except I should put this not in the create event but in our step event. Okay, so in order to actually make sure we aren't counting menu time, what we want to do is go to our buttons continue here, create step, draw. Okay, so we're going to go into step here, and in our start save here at the bottom here, we're going to say global dot menu time equals current and score time. Okay, like that. Okay, and so then in our menu one of just buttons, we're going to do the same thing. Just here, we're going to say global dot menu time equals our current underscore time, right? And so if we go to our game here, we can save 3, 4, 5. You can see that updating here. But then if I launch it again and we're in the menu for a bit, then that shouldn't affect our time. So let's check that. So let's just wait like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and yes, then we click it, 9, 10, 10. You see it did not count our time in the menu, which is we only want to count the gameplay time in our thing. So yeah, and yeah, so now let's just let it run for about a minute, and then we'll just make sure that it actually updates everything as it should. So yeah, let's do that. Alright, so we're coming up on a minute here, and hopefully it should display 1 minute on our save menu once we get to that. There we go, now we're at 1 minute. So yes, now we know that works. So now, if we want, we can go to our, alright, and then if we want to, like, in hours to milliseconds converter, and we went to like 999 hours, and we converted it to, you know, however many milliseconds.
and we go to our thing and we paste that in our playtime thing. Make sure to remove any commas. Oh, I'm trying to fix something, but I just found out that you need to change timer from 0 to 1 if you have it as that. Just okay, I see. So we need to change here from save time to just time, and find that here, save time to just time. And so now when we run it, there we go. So yeah, if you don't have it as just time, then it's not going to work when you have a you know, like really high like number for your you know, playtime. So let's run that again, and should still be that number. Yep, there we go. So now that all works properly. You can reset your playtime if you want by deleting it and stuff. And yeah, so that will be it for the keeping track of the time thing. So now let's close all that out, and we can get started on the next part, which is going to be adding a naming sequence to our game so we can name the character and stuff. So yeah, first thing we're gonna need to do is we are going to need an object, and we're going to call this obj underscore name character, or just Kara, and then we are going to add event, create add event, draw add event, step. Okay, so in our create event, we're going to say global dot name equals, and then just an empty string. Then we're going to set a character max, or not, yeah, like that, char max, and you can set this however long you want your name to be. Undertale sex, you could do whatever you want. And then we're going to say name for bidden equals false. I wrote this all today, so it's going to be a lot easier to explain. You know, so name forbidden is going to be if the name you enter is allowed to be used as a name or not. You know, like in Undertale, some of the names, like you can't have like Sans or Undyne, right? And then name underscore size equals 1. Then name underscore y equals 0. And so the size is going to be controlling the size of the name at the top, and y is the y position of it, because when you select like when it asks are you sure this is a good name, it's going to make the name get bigger, and it's going to come farther down the screen, and it's also going to rotate. So you're going to say name underscore rotation underscore offset, because if you look at how it works in Undertale, it shakes a tiny bit as it comes down, but not like shaking left and right, up and down. It shakes rotational wise. So and you can set this to whatever value you think looks best when we get to that. I like 0.75, and then rotation, oh wait, offset, actually, no, my bad, set that to 0. And then yes, okay, and then the actual intensity, the shake of it, we'll set that to 0.75, and then yes, and then root shake, and then underscore delay, which is how long to wait in between each shake of it. I like to have that at 4, but you can change that as you like when we get there. And then top text, which is going to be text displayed at the top, equals name the fallen human, period. Okay. So now we're going to say stage equals 1, and this is going to be what stage of the naming process we're at. So like the first stage will be just entering in the letters. The second stage will be confirming, is this a good name, or telling you you can't have that name go back. And the third stage is having it fade to white and
playing the reverse symbol sound or whatever, and putting you into your game. So yeah, so then we're gonna say row equals 0 and column equals 0, and this is to keep track of which row and column we're in for the the letters, and then selected equals an empty string, and this will be which letter we currently have selected. Like we'll do a debug thing to show us. It'll be like A, V, like whatever other letters, right? And then next we're going to create an array called alphabets, and then U for uppercase. I'm going to set that equal to an array with it's like a list of all the letters. I'll just have this in the description for you to copy, and then it should look like that. And you can do the same thing for alphabet lowercase. And yeah, I'll just have those in the description to copy because it's a lot to type by yourself. And then you can say our lowercase offset equals -60, and this is by how much we're going to have the lowercase letters below the uppercase letters, because as you can see in here, they're down here when these are up here. We're just doing -80 pixels to get them down there. Okay, and then the x offset for the letters is gonna be array underscore create, and then array underscore length, of alphabets, U or L. I mean, you can also just replace this with 26 since we know there's 26, but if you want to have extra letters for like different writing systems, then you want to have it be just the listing, just so you don't have to do the math of however many that is, and whatever, but yeah, so that's there. And I'm only going to be showing how to have it with one language for today. In a future tutorial, I'll show with how to switch between languages with it. But for now, that's good enough. Then we're going to say our timer value equals 3. Timer equals timer value, and shake equals 0.3. And so what these three values are going to do is so that we're going to have a timer, which is going to be the how long we're going to wait before we shake each letter again in our menu here, and the value is just like how long we're shaking it, how long to wait before shaking it again, and shake is just how intense the shake is, how far it's gonna possibly move, and I just have that set to 0.3 because I like that. You can mess around with all these values later if you'd so like, but these ones I think are generally pretty good. So now we are going to have I'm going to set text draw values and stuff, but first, before we actually even do that, we're gonna draw underscore rectangle 0, 0, and then just to cover the entire screen, 400 C underscore, it doesn't have to be 400, but just as long as your whole screen is covered, and then you can copy that there, paste, comma, false. Okay, and make sure to have underscore color here. There we go. So now what this is going to do is going to draw a black rectangle over the whole screen so that we can draw the letters and stuff on top of it. Before we do anything else, we need to go to our object buttons. Yeah, instead of all this code here, let's comment this out by doing a slash and then an asterisk, and at the end we can do asterisk slash to get that all commented out. And then we're going to say instance underscore create depth, and then I'm going to say x comma y comma depth, comma, obj underscore name Kara. All right, so now below that we're gonna say instance underscore destroy, obj underscore title, instance underscore, oops. And then instance destroy, just like that. Okay. And now we can go back to our name Kara thing here. Alright, and then we're gonna say draw underscore set underscore fonts, fnt underscore main underscore sans, and actually for our buttons and buttons continue, we should be using the sans font because it's a menu. And actually, instead of that, we can do global dot font sans instead. That's actually going to be a better idea to be doing. Just for now until we get the different languages set up. I guess it doesn't really matter at the moment, but you know. And honestly, I guess there's only like really one value there, but you know, whatever. Here we can just say draw rectangle. Right. Backgrounds. Okay, and of course you can have like just an image or something else as your backgrounds, but just, you know, to keep it like Undertale, we're just doing that. And you can have a custom font for this menu if you want. Yeah, and so I'm gonna say draw underscore set h align, and then fa underscore center, and so be yes, and well, I guess first we need to set it to fa left. Let's say here draw top text, and the top text is drawn left aligned, so draw underscore text. Okay, let's do center dot x, center dot y, center dot x minus 70. And you might have to adjust this value depending on what your thing says, because if you're doing it left aligned like it is in Undertale, yeah, you have to adjust that. But I think 70 is good if you have a similarly length I can't speak sentence. But anyway, then just top text. Okay, and then below this we're gonna set it to draw at the center, and here we can copy this and paste it here and paste it here in our buttons object, just so they stay aligned right. Then I'm gonna say draw name, and then draw underscore text underscore transforms, and it's gonna be center dot x, center dot y, minus 80, plus name underscore y, comma global dot name, comma name underscore size, comma 0 plus name rotation offset. Oh, and we need another name size here, name underscore size. Okay. So basically what we're doing here is we're drawing it in the center, and we're gonna offset it by 80, so it's like a little down on the screen, and then we're gonna add whatever our name y value is when it's getting bigger at the end later on, and then just display the name. And this is going to be its scale, and its scale is going to be proportionally the same, so we just can keep it the same variable, which we'll update later. And our angle is always going to be 0 plus some rotational offset. Okay, so now we can do our first stage, where if stage equals 1, all right, and then let's first tab here, okay, and then yes, let's comment here, typing the name stage just so we remember. All right, top text is gonna be whatever we had over here. We can just copy and paste that. Honestly, this doesn't need to have a value. It can just be blank because we'll be setting it over here. But anyway, so top text equals name the fallen human, and then name underscore y equals 0, because we're not having it move anywhere. We always want it to be this line and not and we don't want the name to be moving down the screen. We don't want the name rotational offset to be anything other than 0, and we want the name size, that is the scale, to always be 1. Okay, so now let's draw the letters of the alphabet. So let's have uppercase. All right, and then we'll have row 0. I did each of these in different rows because I coded like just displaying the letters like a while ago, and now today I coded the rest. I probably should have just redone how I displayed the letters before. I did all the rest of the work, but it's too late now, I guess. Yeah, so each of them is going to be displayed in a for loop. So we're going to say for, and then how a for loop works is I used it before for the party member tutorials, but I didn't actually know how it worked back then, so I kind of just like showed how to do it without explaining it, but I'll explain it now. So I'm going to say for some variable I, which stands for index. So we want the index I to start at 0. And we're going to keep doing this until I, it's no longer true that I is less than 7, or we're just going to do it until, yeah, I less than 7 is not true, and we're just going to add 1 to our index each loop. So basically what that's going to look like is we start at 0, we keep doing it until it's like the 6th time, and then we're gonna we're only like going by ones each time we loop, so it's just gonna be like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? It looks more complicated than it is, but it's useful because we can keep track of which loop we're on with the variable I. So yeah, so now we can set color and select the current letter we're on. So we're going to say if row equals 0 and column equals I minus row times 6. Draw underscore set underscore color, and then C underscore yellow, and then selected equals alphabet uppercase in the index of I, else if row equals 0, draw underscore set underscore color, then C underscore white. Okay, so what this is gonna do is if our row is like row 0, because that's the current row we're on, and our column is equal to our index minus our row times 6, which is kind of hard to explain, but like just as we add more rows, we our column is always gonna be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because if we look here, we're gonna start 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And it's gonna be like those values 0 through 6 for all of these, even when the index goes above that. And so basically all we're doing here is making sure that the index always equals the numbers 0 through 6, corresponding to where they are here. Like for example, this one would be 2 because it was 0, 1, 2, right? And so now that we are properly checking for the right place to turn the text yellow, we're going to actually draw the text here. And to do that, we're going to say draw underscore text, and that's going to be our center dot x minus 120 plus, and then we do I times 40 plus the x offset of our index, comma, center dot y minus 60 plus y offset of our current index plus alphabets use current index, right? So this is a little weird to explain. So this is just the positioning here, and for each letter we want it to be spaced out, so we're going to multiply its x position. We're going to add like our current index times 40, right? So the first one will be at just this plus 0 times 40, so it's just going to be this. Then 1 times 40, so it's going to be this plus 40, right? So then you have that nice spacing between it. We have 40 in between each of them. Yeah, so then just to reset color, we can draw underscore set underscore color, and then C underscore white. All right. And so before we run this, I should also explain what so this is like going to be like the offset for it shaking around, and how we're handling the offset is we're creating a separate array that contains the offset we should have for each individual letter, and we're just adding that to the x and y positions of that letter while we're drawing it. And to actually program that so it works, gotta go to our step event. So we're gonna do stage 1, select name. So if stage equals 1, then okay, yeah, so we're gonna say change letter offset with a delay. Okay, and to do that, we're going to say if timer equals 0, then yes, we're having another for loop here, and we're going to do the same thing for our index variable, and which will start at 0. We're gonna say we're gonna do it until our index is less than array length of our x offset, which again will just be 26, but you know, just so we know why exactly like what we're actually plugging into it, I'm gonna just do it that way, and then plus I plus plus, just so that we're doing it one at a time and not skipping letters or anything. But yeah, so now to actually do like the add to it, we just say x offset at our current index. Yeah, so we're gonna actually quick make a really simple function, but like it just slightly simplifies things for us in the future. And when I say function, I mean script, str underscore shake val, and yeah, also this is, we're just going to take one parameter range, and we're just going to return random underscore range range underscore no, comma range. Now this just makes it so that we don't have to change multiple values. We can just change one, and it will, and we can test different things out that we like better. Yeah, so we can say shake val, and then our shake amount that we set in the create event. Yeah, and then just do the same thing, but with y, like that. And so now timer equals timer val. When the timer runs out, it resets to what we set it to before, and we can just say timer minus minus at the end. Yeah, so now let us go back here and right, to actually select different letters and highlight them. So let's say highlight letters, okay. And then we have our right, which is gonna be if global dot right button pressed once, and column is less than 6, because we don't want to go past the 6th column, because there's just void there, and we just want to go to the next line by pressing down instead. So yeah, anyways, we're just going to do column plus plus to go to the next column, right, and then we can copy this, paste left, and then we can change this to left, and instead of going to one more column over, we're going to go one backwards. Okay, and then we're going to do, instead of we're going to do down, and so that's going to be global dot down button pressed once, and I'm going to say row is less than 8, because we are going to count the bottom thing here as a row that we can go to, and then we're just going to say row plus plus. All right, and we can copy this for up as well. Up global dot up button press 1, and column, or row I should say, this should be row, and row is greater than 0. Okay. Oh, and for the one here, this should be greater than 0 as well. Okay. And for the down one, we're also going to add a second one here, where if global down button press 1 and row equals 7, we just want to say selected equals that, so that it doesn't think there's any letter selected when we go to our bottom options down here. Okay. And we can remove this down here. Okay. So then yeah, and we also want to make sure. Actually, okay, the next part we can wait. Okay. Also make sure you spell things right. Whoopsie me. Okay. Okay. Also, I messed this up. This should be 100, not 10. Okay, so you actually make sure it's a negative range over here, otherwise it's not gonna work, and then you're gonna struggle forever thinking what the heck is going wrong. But yeah, so now anyway, if you run it, look, now all the letters are shaking like that, and yeah, perfect. So now we just need to add the other rows. So we can just copy that. Okay. Yeah, so we can just copy that, paste, and now this is row 1. And yeah, so the different rows are going to have different values we need. So we're going to start at I equals 7 and go to I equals 14. And then, yeah, just change this from 6 to 7. Yes, we want row to be 1, and yeah, I don't know why it goes 6 originally, now 7. Oh, I guess because 0, the first one starts with 0, so you gotta do 6, but now it's 7. But anyway, see yellow dot. Oh, actually, this we don't need that. Yeah, I don't think we need it actually either. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and you can delete from up there too. Like that. That was leftover. Anyway. Yep. Okay, and then just draw text is gonna be instead of 120, it's gonna be 400. And I times 40 x alpha plus I center y minus 46. And yeah, you can change the distance in between the letters, and I think it is smaller in Undertale, but you do need to find the right values to use for that, which I'm not doing right now. I'm just gonna go with what I originally went with. Hope you understand. Anyway, yep, okay. And then we can copy that for our row 2, which is the third row, because remember we're starting at 0. Okay, and then I equals 14, and then I'm gonna go to 21. Right, and then yeah, change this from row 1 to row 2. Okay, and 7 yellow I. Yes, instead of 400, do 680. Okay, and instead of 46, it's gonna be 32. Yep. All right. Paste that again, and now we have row 3, which would be the last uppercase row. So we're gonna start with I-21 and go to I-26, because it's the length of the alphabet, or just and you do it until you have like however many letters you need for whatever alphabet you're using, because I know there's like more in other alphabets, so hopefully you should be able to figure that out. It's not that complicated, but yeah, so then just 3. Yep, that's good. All right, and then instead of 400, it's going to be 960. All right, and then instead of minus 46, it's going to be minus 18. And yeah, so now it is time for lowercase, but first we can just run it and see for the uppercase. That looks good. You can currently go to positions that don't really exist, but we'll fix that in a minute. First, let's do our lowercase. So yeah, let's paste this here. It's gonna be row 4, and that's gonna start 0 and go to 7. 7. All right, and then this will be that. Yep, draw text. So now it's gonna be minus 120. Actually, you know what? For all this, we can just copy all these here, and paste it here. Okay, and then go through, change it from 0 to 4, 1 to 5, 2 to 6, and 3 to 7. Okay. All right, and now if we go back up here to 4. Whoops, I went past it. Here you go. Yeah, so row equals 4, then 5, 6, 7. All right, like that. Yeah, and then so all we have to do to change this is to just say minus low offset for the lowercase offset, and just paste it at the end of each of these, and we'll put it where it needs to be. So now if we run that, except it's the uppercase, we need to just switch it from upper here to lower. Change it to lower, from upper to lower, 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 and upper to lower. Okay, now if you run that, it should be good. All right, except, yeah. So it's not selecting them right just yet, and I'll show you how to fix that in a minute. But yeah, so far that's all good. Yeah, but to have it select stuff right, all we need to do is let's go up here, and instead of I, what we want to say is in parentheses I plus array length of alphabet L, so it's, you know, really 26, you know, depending on the alphabet you're using, plus 2. And yeah, and then you can do that for all of these. Just paste that over I for the in the one where it has row, so row 6 equals the thing with I. Not quite working, but yeah, we do need to make sure that we can't go to rows that don't make sense. So yes, yeah, to do that, we're gonna say stop impossible positions if our row equals 3 or row equals 7 and column is greater than 4, then column equals 4. So now this should make it so that when we're over here at T and we try to go down, it puts us at Z, and yeah, so it does seem to, we just seem to have a few issues. I'll fix that in a second. Oh yeah, looks like we do need to change this to 7. Looks like I need to change this from column to row, and that should fix the issue. So let's try that. Oops, I column equals 4, like that. Okay. Oh, I see. We also need to make that minus minus there. So now hopefully that should work. Okay. Here I can navigate well. I go here, I go up. There we go. Now it's working well. Okay. I just had some symbols and stuff mixed up. All right, so we might as well just now say if row equals 8 and column is greater than 2, then column equals 2. And that's just so that when we add the 3 buttons at the bottom, if it's past 0, 1, 2, it just sets us to 2. Yeah, so we can't go past it. That we have that all working. What we can do is, so first something useful we can do is have a debug message that will show us all the information we want to know. So show debug message, and then we want to say string row plus, and then space plus, oops, not equals, plus string, and then column plus space plus string selected plus space plus global dot name. Okay, now what this is going to do is in our output over here, it's going to show us a it's going to show us our row, our column, the current letter that's like that we're hovering over, and then it's going to show what the name currently is. So now here we can say select her. Actually, no, first before we do that, we have to actually no, yeah, we can do it. We can say if global dot select button pressed and string length global dot name is less than char max, and row is not equal 8, then global dot name plus equals selected. Okay, and yeah, and so we're setting what our currently selected letter to whatever the index is of alphabet, which will be highlighted in yellow. So now if we run the game here, we can see in the bottom left in our output we have our row, column, and our currently hovered over letter, right? So then I can click it and we'll say S, A, and S, right? But it won't let me do more than 6 letters like that. So yeah, perfect, and it shows that all in the bottom left, so we know it's working perfectly. So we can comment that out since we don't need it anymore, since we know it works. So yes, now for the final bit of stage 1, we can do row 8, which is going to be the options, which we can all handle in our draw event. So we can just say options. So now our first one is going to be quit. And I'm going to set color and return to title. If row equals 8 and column is 0, so we're in row 8, we're on the first thing, we're gonna say draw underscore set underscore color C underscore yellow. Get that dirty U out of there. Anyway, okay, and then if global dot select button pressed, while we're selected here, then because if this is true, then we're hovering over it, and then if we hit the select button, we're going to say instance underscore create depth, and then 160 32, and these are the coordinates of your title object, so you might want to find what those are before you do this. And this is after like the animation that we set has played for it, where it like slides on the screen. You can change it to a value where it will do the animation again, or you can just set it to where it will be after the animation, up to you. But yeah, so we're just going to create the thing again, and then we're going to say instance underscore destroy. Yeah, I think just that. Okay, and yeah, we do need to go to our object title, and in our step event, we're going to say down here, if not instance underscore exists, obj underscore buttons, and not instance underscore exists, obj underscore buttons continue. Then we're gonna say I cannot type for the life of me. Instance underscore create depth 10 67, and these are the values that you set for wherever you want your buttons to be. Obj underscore buttons. Okay. Yeah, close off the parentheses. Yeah. All right, and then back to name Kara. Yeah, so now you can test to see if that works. So if you run, go to like, oh yeah, we're not actually drawing the thing yet, so let's do that. Yeah, so after that, we're gonna say draw text, and then just draw underscore text, center dot x minus 108, comma, oh yeah, this is supposed to be in parentheses here. All right, and then comma space more center dot y plus 70. All right, comma, and then just the string we want, which is quit. All right, like that, and then reset color, and then you can just do a draw set color, see white. Oh, I see. Add that there and remove that like that. Okay, so now if you run it and you quit, it should work. So we can type whatever we want, but if we quit like that, okay. Make sure you're on V when you do it, just so that, and then if you go down, you should be able to press left if it's not highlighted, and then click it, and now we're back here, and we can go back if we want, but yeah. So now if we go back to name Kara, we should be able to program the other buttons here. So just backspace, and then set color and delete. Okay, and this is going to be the same kind of thing we had going on here, where we want to make sure column is 1. Just draw set color, and if we press the button instead of destroying stuff, what we want to say is oh, and we also want to ensure that we have a string that's actually more than 0 characters long. So string underscore length global dot name is greater than 0. Okay, and then we can say global dot name equals string underscore delete global dot name comma string, string underscore length, and then global dot name comma 1. All right, and that basically just like deletes one character from the name. All right, and then we can go down here and draw text, and then draw underscore text oops, you can copy this and then just change the value from minus 108 to minus 16, and instead of quit, backspace. All right, like that. And yeah, then just have the same reset color code. All right, like that. So now if we run, you have, something like that. But if we press backspace, it gets rid of it in the correct order. Yes. So now let's add our done key. All right, and just say set color and advanced stage. Okay. So now, we can just copy this from here, like that. All right, so we'll make it column 2, and we don't need to worry about that. Yeah, so all we have to say is column equals 0. Yes, and then stage plus plus, like that, and just change it from -16 to plus 90, and just done. All right, so now if we do that, go to done, there you go. So then that's all right. Two final things left to add for the stage is we'll have a delete with X, which is what it sounds. It lets you delete the previous character you entered by just pressing X instead of backspace, going all the way down for that. So yeah, for this we are going to have to go to our dual input checker, create here, and we are going to say right, we're going to copy this, make a new one, instead of select, cancel, okay, and then we can copy this, paste, cancel, cancel, and then make just shift, and cancel. All right, cancel button and cancel button. Okay, save that, and you can go back to our character naming thing. Okay, so now if cancel global.cancel button pressed. Okay, and string underscore length is of global dot name is greater than 0. Okay, and then we can just copy the delete code we had up here to not have to type that whole thing out again, like that. Okay, perfect. And one final thing, if you want Gaster to crash the game, very easy. Just say Gaster if string underscore lower, and then global dot name equals Gaster. Then you can either do game underscore ends, or you can just restart. If you restart, it won't close the application out. It will just set you back to the title screen, like opening again, right? But I like to just do game end, so it crashes it because it makes them feel more powerful. And the reason we're doing string lower of global.name is so no matter what casing we put, it will always just check to see if it matches with that. So yeah, and I can just put this game underscore restart. If you'd rather want to do that, that's also an option, but you can't do both at the same time. That doesn't work. Yeah, and so that is the end of stage 1. So now we can say else if stage equals 2, and create our spacing here. I would say verifying the name stage. Okay, and all right, so the default oh wait, it's a comment, duh. Default text is just going to be so we're going to set our top text equal to is this name correct, question mark, and we're going to set name forbidden to false. Okay, so now we are going to say, okay, if we have none, it'll make sense why I said none here in a minute, but just if I have no name entered, I'll say if string underscore length of global dot name equals 0, then we're just going to say top text equals you must choose a name, period, and name forbidden equals true. Okay, and then I'll say options, which is going to be our yes, no, and go back if it's not a valid name. So we're going to say if column is greater than 1, column equals 0. Okay, just to make sure that we're not somehow outside of the two options we can have, which are no and yes, respectively. So we're going to say if name is not a name that's forbidden, then we'll say our no code here. If column is 0, then we're going to draw underscore set underscore color, C underscore yellow. If global dot select button pressed, then we're going to stage minus minus. Okay, so if we click no, then we're just going to go back to stage. And so let's draw the text, which is going to be are the same as our thing here. Oops. All All right, and then our text, no. Perfect, and then just reset the text, draw underscore, set color C white. Let's paste that here, like that. All right, and then our yes, if our column is 1, then actually we're gonna okay, I can just copy all of this, yeah, paste it in here. Actually that doesn't get pasted. Okay, like that. Okay, and so if the select button is pressed, then we are okay. Instance underscore create underscore depth, and we're going to say 0, comma 0, comma negative 1000, comma, and then obj underscore white fade. Now I'll create that in a second. Just for now, leave it like that. And I'm going to say audio underscore stop all, and then audio underscore play sounds, and I'm going to say snd underscore symbol, which we'll add in a second. 1 false, and this isn't necessary, but if you want, you can have gain, you can have I just set that to 0, the offset, and then pitch, I don't know, like 1.2 if you want. And yeah, I think I like mine at 1.2. But yeah, so let's first let's add the simple sounds, which we can get by going to the sounds resource for Undertale, click sound effects, extract and view contents, just scroll down a bit and you should see, actually it should be click mus underscore symbol. Here you go, right that, and then you can just download that to your desktop or in your project folder, wherever you want. I already did that, so yeah, I can go here. I don't know why I did this weird thing. Here, we just delete that. But you can change the pitch if you want for something, and then you can, yeah, in your sounds here, you're just gonna click create sounds, snd underscore symbol, okay, and then you can locate that file. Actually, let me move this into my folder, like that. Okay. Here you go, sound symbol.ogg. Make sure you click stereo, and then I guess you can make it compressed if you want to save on some space and don't care if you lose a little quality. All right, perfect. So now we do need to create an object, and we'll call this obj underscore white fade, which, as the name implies, will fade to white. So first things first, we need to have a white sprite for that. Sprite SVR underscore white fade. Okay, and then you can just make this like big enough to fill the screen. Apply, edit image, fill bucket, click, you're done. I don't know, save. All right, and then we go to white fade up here, drag this onto here. Oh, let me make sure it's I scaled this right. 400, click apply, there you go. So now it's 400 by 400. Yeah, go to the white fade objects, yeah, add event, create add event step. Okay, so basically we're just gonna say Yeah, fade seconds equals 4, fade time equals 60 times, fade seconds, and then just image underscore alpha equals 0, increment equals 1 divided by fade time, hold seconds equals 1, hold time equals 60 times hold seconds, and then timer equals hold time. So basically, yeah, you can change how long you want it to fade for here, and you can change how many seconds you want it to hold at full opacity, completely like white here. So if you have a custom sound effect, you can just easily just change these two values and find something you like. And then in the step event, all we're gonna do is say if image underscore alpha is less than 1, then we're gonna image underscore alpha plus equals the increment. All right. Otherwise, if timer is greater than 0, oops, then timer minus minus, else we're gonna instance underscore destroy. Okay, so now that will fade into white however long you want it to. So now if we go back to our name Kara here, right? Okay, so now that we're playing that symbol, we can just stage plus. Yeah, and then we can of course down here draw the text and stuff. So we're gonna say yes and reset the color down here. Make sure capital. All right. I mean, it doesn't need to be, but you know. All right. And then in our step event for stage 2, we have a bit of code to write. Okay. If stage equals 2, and then we're gonna have our like that. Let me just, I like to have my thing here. All right. All right. So now we want to grow the name to be big. So if name underscore size is less than 3, and you can adjust the size of how big you want it to be and the speed at which it grows, if you'd like to experiment with that. So I like to do that where it's if it will grow to 3 and will grow by increments of 0.005 every frame. So now if name underscore y is less than 80, and name, yes, then name underscore y, we're gonna plus equals 0.2. So we're gonna make it go to we want the y offset to be 80, and we want, and if as long as it's not 80, we're going to be increasing it by 0.2. Yeah, so now we're going to say change name offset with delay, or that should be rotation, not offset, rotation. Okay, so now if timer equals 0. We want our name rotation offset to equal our str shake file, our rotation shake intensity variable, and then timer equals rotation shake delay, and down here timer minus minus. Okay, yeah, okay, so that'll start shaking it for us with the delay of our timer we set over here using this value. Again, you can adjust that, and you can adjust the intensity of it in the I mean up here, like this is the intensity and this is the delay. Okay, this is for the letters down here. Okay, so now we want to have the ability to actually go left and right through our yes and no, and by doing that, not by doing that, but to do that, we want to have our right and say if global dot right button pressed once and column is less than 1, then column plus plus, and left if global dot left button pressed once and column is greater than 0, then we're gonna say column minus minus. Oh, okay, it looks like I added another name here for some reason. That's my bad. Okay, so now if we run that, so if I have like nothing, then it should say you must choose a name. Except I haven't programmed going back yet, so let's restart that here. If I have a valid name and press ob, I see yes and no, except I didn't change their position for yes. So let me fix that. Draw. We want our yes x to be plus 90. My bad. Okay, so now that should work. So we press no, and we go back. We press done, press yes. Okay, and it stops, but we'll fix that. Yeah, see, it doesn't do anything quite yet. We haven't done stage 3, but you see we're already getting there. So now we can start stage 3, which should not actually be that hard. So probably the easiest stage to program. So now if stage equals 3, all right, and we have our space here, and let me just have my comment here. All right. So I'm gonna say top text equals a blank string. We don't want it to display anything at the top. If not instance underscore exists, obj underscore white fade. Okay, we're gonna say actually what we can do, we go to our object buttons here, we go to step, and we can uncomment this and cut it. Oops, like that. Okay, then go back to here, and we can paste like so. Just like that, and that's all we need to do for our draw event. Then in the step event, okay, if stage equals 3, okay, and then have our thing here, comment to just show it stage 3 more easily. Then we can just grow name like that, and that's literally it. So now when we like put some random string of letters, we can still delete stuff, you know, go back, have more letters, click done. Is this name correct? No, I can go back and done, yes, and then it does that, it keeps growing. And then we're put into the game where we set our spawn to be. And so of course, if you have your name and you just wait for it to grow, it will do that. So let's see. And it stops right about here. And yeah, so then, yes. So technically you could be done there, but if you want to be extra fancy and have you know, all the special names, not just Gaster, where it has like special text for choosing it, or you want certain names to not be choosable, then you can, so let's just, here, we're going to say special names. All right, and so I'm going to copy some dashes just to make it clear that it's a separate section from other stuff. So now, yeah, so for example, if you have in Undertale, if you press, if your name is A, 6 A's, if, and then string, and we're going to do the same thing that we did with Gaster, where we're going to convert it to a lowercase string just for the sake of comparison. Name equals, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Then just top text equals not very creative question mark. Not very creative, right? And so now if we go in and then we just do all A's, doesn't matter like the casing, and we go done. Not very creative. And then you can still say yes to it, right? And start the game with this name. But yeah, so, and then here we can put a another divider to say our forbidden names. Oops, I spelled that wrong. Okay. Right, and then for the forbidden names, you just follow the same pattern like as this, but you just add name forbidden equals true in it. Like for example, if I were to say, actually I don't want it. Okay, I want my none to be the last one. Okay, so Undine. Actually, no, none should be the first one. Okay. I just like having things organized a certain way. Okay, Undine, right? And then she'll be, we can copy this, right? And then just copy this into it. All right, and change it from checking for to be checking to Undine, all lowercase. And then she can say, get your own name, like she does in Undertale when you try to do that, and name forbidden is true. Oh shoot. In order to actually have forbidden names work, all you have to do is down here after it says yes, if name forbidden go back, and then column equals 0 if column equals 0. Actually, no. Okay, and after column equals 0, just draw underscore set underscore color, no you, C underscore yellow, if global dot select button pressed, then column equals 1 and stage equals 1. Okay. So now, or you can just do stage minus minus. Okay, so now if you do this, and if you just have like a non-valid name, oh wait, that's why I did that before. Column equals 0, and then if column equals 0, and then just like put that around here and tab that through. Okay, I guess stage just equals 1. All right. And then, oh, I didn't even draw the text. Yeah, and then you can copy the same for no and just change it from no to go back. Okay, and draw underscore set underscore color C underscore white. Okay, and then if you do that, it should work. So it's a non-valid name, such as empty, so you must choose a name, go back, and yeah. Right, and then I can do unbind, and then get your own name, go back, and I can't use undyne because she took it, right? Yeah, and so I do have the code for all of the special responses in Undertale. So if you want, I'll have a Google Doc in the description with all of the special names in them. So if you want, you can just copy and paste them here like that. And all of these will have special interactions. So for example, if I did Gerson right, and click done. Wahaha, why not? I don't know why it says wahaha now, but you know. Yeah, and then you know, Gerson lets you use his name, and yeah. So now that we have all these names in here, and you can add your own, of course, we need to actually make sure we save that and have it on our menu and stuff. So first of all, name equals global.name. Okay, simple enough there. And then in object save, we just want to have a another string here, and paste this here. Instead of room, it's going to be name. Instead of, yeah, we're just going to set this to global.name. And we're going to go to our object title, and yeah, in our game start, when we're reading our save, we're going to do an ini read string for name, and default value can be whatever you want. I'll just do Kara. Yeah, so now when we run that, and I set my name to let's do where's you? Oh, here's you. Papyru. I'll allow it. You know, Papyrus. He'll allow it. So let's say yes. So now we go in. And then we save, and it has Papyru there. Yeah, and so yeah, so now, alright, so that is everything for today's video. Video's over. Again, I'll be streaming the development of the new dialogue system tomorrow, and I'll play some Gartic Phone with my Discord. Thank you all for watching, and have a fantastic rest of your day.